All right, you guys. So here in New Jersey, I'm sure it's happening in plenty of other states as well. In New Jersey, they would give you $4,000 to help you buy an electric vehicle. So let's see what's up with that. So, New Jersey would spend millions of dollars to get people to ditch gas stations and purchase all electric vehicles to fight climate change, says Murphy. It includes a payment of up to $4,000 to reduce the price of an electric vehicle and $250 to help pay for a charging station at their homes. Another $4 million will go towards giving incentives for apartment buildings and condominiums to install charging stations for their residents to use. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the description box below. I just quickly wanted to share this with you guys. There's a quote here. There's no doubt that the tide has turned and electric vehicles are now a legitimate alternative, equal to their internal combustion competitors in price, if not superior in performance, the Democratic governor said. He added, as the prices of EVs continue to fall more and more in line with gas-powered cars, especially in the all-important and growing mid-price category, we know this incentive can push more buyers to making the decision to go electric. The state is willing to chip in up to $4,000 for vehicles under $45,000 and up to $2,000 for vehicles priced between $45,000 and $55,000. That's a lot of money, y'all. That's a lot of money. So the incentive begins July 25th and is applied at the time of sale. It is limited to New Jersey residents only, I guess. All right. So this is called the Charge Up New Jersey program. So the governor said more than 13,000 electric vehicles were purchased in the first 2 years since this Charge Up New Jersey program. Okay. So I actually did not know about this program. Do you guys state offer a Charge Up program that actually helps you buy an electric car? But $4,000 to $55,000 ain't nothing. Couldn't convince me to do it. But I'm curious, how many of you own hybrid or just electric vehicles? And are they worth $55,000? I'm going to say the highest number because that's what I saw in the article. Is it worth $55,000? Are you a yes kind of electric vehicle kind of person, or a heck nah, I'm going to stay out of that? They ain't about to shut me down in the middle of me traveling somewhere. Yeah, just let me know in the comments down below. But yes, New Jersey will chip in up to $4,000 to help you buy an electric vehicle. Tongue, stop going tired, okay? How y'all feel about this one? Would you take that $4K to help you buy an EV? Would you? I don't know. Like I said, this article would be in the description box below. Check it out.
I'm just wondering how bad you think this gets.
I think it's going to get bad, and I think their policies are at odds with each other. So they're focusing on climate and they're pushing electrical vehicles, and at the same time they are doing nothing to highlight the fact that coal and natural gas is disfavored. They're disfavoring it with their policies. Today they're highlighting the fact that you have a coal manufacturer that's moved in towards creating wind turbines. And all of this demand that they're creating in terms of their policies, electrical vehicle would be one that Secretary Buttigieg is mentioning recently. All of that demand needs to come from supply, and that supply is in the midst of a really hot summer. I was in San Antonio last week. I assure you they can't afford to have an electricity crisis right now, and that's being faced across the country. So their policies are at odds with each other. I guess they know it. They just don't want to come to the realization of that fact.
You know, Russ, yesterday I had a chance to speak with Amos Hochstein. He's the president's energy advisor, for want of a better description here, and we went back and forth on whether now was the time to be de-emphasizing things like coal, which between coal and natural gas, another administration taboo, power half our utilities or account for half the energy we get from those utilities, and charging up a lot of those electric vehicles they're so fond of. I just want you to react to this. This was from the president's energy advisor yesterday. Take a look.
I don't want to be making the mistakes, repeating mistakes from other countries, so that we get to a point where we need to do to bring back coal.
Why would coal be a mistake, especially when you combine with natural gas? I know you're not a fan of that, but those two energy sources alone account for more than half the power plants in this country. Get rid of both of them, you're in a pickle.
Well, Neil, I think we can agree that most people don't want to see a resurgence of coal. I think as far as natural gas
and oil. But they love their electric vehicles, right? And if coal is important to that, natural gas is important to that. They're the energy behind those cool vehicles.
Give me 1 minute. I think that we want to see oil and gas grow in the United States at the moment and around the world. We want to counter the shortages that we've had in those fuels and to make sure that the economy can grow. Nobody's disputing that.
All right, Russ, my problem with that, and very amiable guy, don't get me wrong, but he keeps saying, Americans don't want to return to coal. Well, they don't like what they're seeing with their utility bill. They don't like what they're seeing with energy prices in general. And they don't like an environment that takes away from them something that could make this and keep this affordable. What do you make of it all?
Yeah, I think those are answers are the type that you give when you are putting ideology first, climate ideology first, and instead of making the hard trade-offs that are necessary to actually be able to ensure that the American people have the energy that it needs. And, I've been trying to find an honest liberal answer as to what they do with this dilemma that they have, where they're creating a delta between the demand and the supply intentionally on both sides. And they don't have an answer other than hope that renewable technology gets you all the way. At best, they will say, hey, we need to have some infrastructure in renewables. That's all they'll tell you. And that is kind of an, hey, socialism hasn't truly ever been tried answer. And we know that is going to leave the American people in a very difficult position, a tenuous energy perspective, because they are not going to have the energy that they need to live, and our economy won't have the energy needed to grow.
People forget, and then maybe Europe was a reminder where the EU is now warning, residents across the member countries of the European Union to conserve energy to the point of 15% or more. Now, we're talking about natural gas. I get that, but that's ahead of utility bills that could be quite high, and they're trying to avoid that with likely declining supply, especially from Russia. I'm just wondering if we're aware of that in this country, that what's happening there could be here and fast.
Yeah, I think they're aware of it. As to whether they've come to grips with is another matter. But this administration official said, no one wants to go back to coal. I'd like to meet that person if they're not a climate extremist. And I also like to meet the person that actually wants to constrict their energy use. I've yet to find them. I've yet to find the person that is excited about having to conserve energy like we did decades ago when I was growing up under the Carter administration. No one wants that. Families tell stories about what that was like, and it's not pretty, and we don't want to return to that.
Yeah, I think crazy times, but to sort of abandon something that could keep those bills down for the time being, whatever your clean air efforts, whatever your climate efforts, you don't throw the baby out with the proverbial bathwater here, but we'll watch it closely. Russ, very good seeing you.
All right, fam. As you know, we'll leave your thoughts in the comments down below. So are you a electric vehicle kind of person or not? Also, if we already having problems with our power grid, wouldn't this worsen the problem? They say we are having the problems with the power grid. So yeah, wouldn't this really worsen the problem? I'm even hearing some houses actually catching fire due to charging the electric vehicles from their homes. So as you guys know it, go ahead, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. That's what it's there for. And you all stay prepped, stay blessed, stay safe, and remain beautiful queens and kings. Peace.